guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. We'll get a little bowl action going. You are joining a MIAS webinar. We are delighted to have you here today. This is a Focus 8 to 10, having an aperitif. We hope you are having a beautiful day. It is our pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for joining. Lovely. So, we would like to introduce ourselves, and then we want to talk to you about something very interesting. And we want to know, what is happy hour, and are you happy? Take it away.
So, my name is Jenna. I'm a teacher at my English school in Bologna. I'm from the Bahamas, but I've lived in Bologna for about 3.5 years, and I love it here. And you?
Awesome. And that is a lovely question. So I am Monique. I am a teacher at Bologna MIAS Bologna Mille in the center of Bologna. I love Bologna. I'm from Los Angeles, California, which is in Southern California, where there's the Pacific Ocean and the Joshua Tree Desert that are separated by a city. And what else can I say? I am enjoying teaching these webinars. It is a nice opportunity for us to keep in contact with all of our lovely students and everything. So, yeah, that's me. And I guess, Jenna, what is happy hour, and are you happy?
So, happy hour is the time of the day where you can go to, if it's a bar, go to a bar and get half off drinks. Or it could be for food. There's a time of the day where you can eat cheaper than other times of the day.
I learned the hard way about happy hour. I'm not a big drinker, right? But my friend is a big drinker. And we went to happy hour once and ordered like 2 rum and colas or something. And basically, I didn't realize that you had to order 2, and you got 50% off the second one. Yeah. I thought that you just got 2, one for you, one for your friend, and got 50% off, but no. So it's very conducive to alcoholism, right? It really encourages you to drink a lot. But where did you say you were from?
I am originally from the Bahamas.
Aha. Did you say the Bahamas? Where did you say the and not just Bahamas, right? Because generally in English, countries won't have the.
Because there are 700 islands in the Bahamas.
Okay, the Bahamas are comprised.
Archipelago.
How do you say it in English? Archipelago. Islands. Oops, I forgot the S. But yeah, the Bahamas are comprised of 700 islands. Funny enough, I also come from a country that has so the United States of America. So this is something for everyone to remember, that when it's a collection of many different islands, or when it's a collection of different states, a united, so I'm from the United States of America, let's take a look together at other countries. So we see here that the Bahamas is one of 11 countries in the world with the word the in its official name. So an actual article. Can you read on?
Yes. So the official name of the country is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The other countries with the in their name include Union of the Comoros, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of the Congo, Republic of the Gambia, Republic of the Marshall Islands, Republic of the Union of Myanmar, Kingdom of the Netherlands, Republic of the Philippines, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Republic of the Sudan.
Exactly. So we say the Netherlands, the Philippines, the Bahamas, how interesting. US is not on there. The US, the UK, the Marshall Islands. Okay, so this is just something, it was something nice to share, to keep in mind when you're thinking, because usually in English, we just say Italy, France, Spain, Russia, without the. So certain countries do have that article. So just something to keep in mind. Giovanni, hello and welcome. How are you? It is really nice to see you. We have a question for you and for everyone watching in our viewing audience, which is, what is happy hour?
Are you
And
happy?
are you happy? Jenna, are you happy?
I am happy. Yeah, I am actually really happy. These days, I'm getting to bake more than usual, and that's fun for me.
What do you like to bake?
At the moment, I'm just baking cookies, but
Really? Dangerous.
I know. But within a few weeks, I'd like to start baking like loaf cakes and yeah, other
I've never baked bread. Are you good at like making cookies and then keeping some on the side and not eating them all right away?
No.
Nor am I. Nor am I. It's so difficult. For me, I like to make like quiches. I made one yesterday. It's just like, it's so yummy. It's just, I did well though. I had half for like, well, okay. I had some of it, then I waited, then like for dinner I had some more. So at least I spaced it out, you know.
That's good.
It's nice. It's a nice time to cook though, isn't it? You know, someone just told me about banana pancakes, which I really want to try. That just sounds really yummy. Banana pancakes. If anyone doesn't know what banana pancakes are, Jenna just shared it with me. Banana pancakes are made with bananas and eggs mixed together, and then you fry them, right? You fry them.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I might even have them for lunch. Oh, I finished my bananas this morning. All right, put it on my market list. Giovanni, what does Giovanni say?
Giovanni says happy hour is when you are going to a bar for drinks. Oh, wait. Happy hour is when you're going to a bar to drink something with friends.
Yeah, to drink. So infinitive, to drink something with friends. And then he says,
yes, I'm sometimes happy, but I'm not a drinker. You don't need to drink to be happy.
Yeah, you don't need to drink to be happy. They're not correlated. And what I would say is this. I am relatively happy. So I'm not like super overjoyed, like woohoo all the time. However, I am relatively happy, meaning I'm happy, I'm serene, I'm content, right? I feel relatively at peace. Again, he says, I usually drink mocktail. Giovanni, what is a mocktail? I have never heard that. Have you ever heard that, Jenny?
Yeah, it's for non-alcoholic. No, it's a non-alcoholic drink.
I'm writing that down. Thank you so much. Giovanni, this is like a big thing for me because I haven't drank alcohol in like 6 months and I didn't realize this name, mocktail. I think it's so important too for bars to offer mocktails. Well, when they're open, to offer mocktails though. That's great. Thank you, Giovanni. Thank you. Very cool. Okay.
Think like a virgin pina colada. That's a mocktail.
Yeah, sure.
Seems like a
so it's a non-alcoholic drink. So a mocktail. That is so cool. The spelling of alcoholic is a bit confusing in English, but it's like that. ALCOHOLIC, alcoholic. Do you say it the same way as me?
Yeah, alcoholic.
Alcoholic, yeah. Alcoholic. Cool. All righty, lovely. So perhaps we shall dive in to our focus of the day.
Yes.
Jenna, what is our focus of the day?
It's having an aperitif with friends.
Indeed. Friends. Friends. Oh, thank you very much for the banana pancake recipe, which I will look at later. Okay. So having an aperitif with friends. Jenna, do you say aperitif?
I say aperitif, yeah. It's obviously not a concept that is well known in many English-speaking countries because it's generally not something that we do. It's very Italian and French.
And French, yeah. In fact, we have someone visiting from French here on the webinar. Nice. Tatiana, nice to see you. Hi. I'm Tatiana. I live in Lyon. I used to feel unhappy, but lately I turned the page.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Fantastic. Very nice to hear that, Tatiana. How lovely. In terms, for me, I don't really say aperitif. I don't think I ever say aperitif. It sounds to me a little hoity-toity, a little bit like French-ish. So I don't really use that word. But then again, I don't really drink, so I'm probably not a good example of this one. But hi, Francesca from Rome. Welcome. It's nice to have you. How are you? Okay, good. But we understand the concept of having a drink with friends, right? Having an aperitif. Usually the time would be before dinner. Historically, this tradition started in the mid 1800s in France. The idea of getting your palate ready for dinner. You would have a little light drink, right? So you finish work before dinner, that would be the time slot, right? So, all right, let us dive in here. Oh, hello. We said, hello, students. Hello, teachers. I'm Roberto from Milan, the home
of the aperitif.
Good. Okay, so we have an aperitif expert here with us. Welcome, Roberto, and welcome, everyone. Let's see, Jenna, what are the objectives here?
Okay, so catching up, meeting new people, talking about future plans, and talking about the news. If you don't know what the word catching up means, if you haven't spoken to a friend in a long time, it's when you meet up with them or when you call them on the phone and you ask them, how have you been? What's going on in your life? Yeah, that's catching up.
Yeah, exactly. I've been catching up with a lot of friends lately, like friends I haven't spoken to in a long time. How about you?
Yeah, a lot more recently, which is nice.
Yeah, especially because they're like, you're in Italy, are you okay? What's happening, right?
Yeah.
Martina from Bologna. Hello, Martina from Bologna. How lovely. Nice to see you and nice to have you here. Good. So what we wanted to do before going into this is to go over questions, asking questions, right? We want you to ask us some questions using asi or quasi. So I will share a chart showing you asi and quasi formation. So we can go over this real quick together, right? So it's something I imagine you all know well, but before we dive into the focus, we want you to ask us some questions using either asi, the first three you see there, which are closed questions. Do you study? Yes, no. Or quasi, which are open questions. For example, where does Tom live? Okay, so ask us some questions, any questions. Jenna, can you think of a question?
Yeah. Do you like running?
No, I don't like running. I've never really liked running. How about you? Do you like running?
I haven't done it in a long time, but there was a point in which I would go 3 times a week, and I enjoyed it then. I liked it then.
That's really cool. No, I appreciate running. I used to do short runs, like I would do, like at school, but a long time ago, like the 100-meter race, those type of things. I kind of liked, but I prefer doing yoga, for example.
Yeah, much more relaxing.
Let's see here. What do you like to eat for lunch generally?
I usually eat pasta, probably 95% of the time I have pasta for lunch.
Really? I'm thinking of having sorgo for lunch today. Do you know it? In English, it's called sorghum. It's a grain.
Oh,
healthy. Yeah, are you familiar with it?
No,
sorghum.
never had it before.
Yeah, it's a healthy grain. I mean, and it takes about 30 minutes to cook. I'm actually quite hungry already, but yeah, I'm gonna have that for lunch with some vegetables and stuff.
Nice.
So we want, what's that?
I should try it one of these days.
Sure. So we want you to ask some questions. Is the form clear for everyone? Do you have any questions about asi quasi? Maybe we can read down here as they're thinking of questions. So I'll read it to you where it says question words: where, when, who, which, how, which could be how many, how much, how long, how far, how often, why, whose, what, where it says it will rarely stand alone. Usually it has plus a type of something as an addition. So, for example, what type of food do you prefer? Right? Also, remember that the preposition goes at the end if we're saying, who are you going with? Jenna, can you read about, well, I guess that there's maybe auxiliary verbs?
Yeah, auxiliary verbs in English are A, to be. So am, are, is, was, were. B, do, does, did. And C, have, has, and had.
Awesome. Okay, so good question. Martias, which kind of music do you listen to? I listen to world music. I really like world music. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of South American music, especially Argentinian folk music, Bolivian music, Peruvian music. Last night, I was listening to a lot of Andean, like shamanic music. What about you, Jenna? Which kind of music do you listen to?
Nice. World music's nice. I like probably more soul than anything. Soul is my favorite.
Oh, and I read that Beyonce's father is from the Bahamas. Is that right?
Yeah, it's apparently true.
It's not. Is it not true?
What's strange is that she's never mentioned it, but that could be because of the relationship she has with her father. But yes,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
How wild. Okay, excellent question, Marty. Thank you. And Martina, which kind of music do you listen to? Da, da, da. All right, now let's go back into our focus here. And why we wanted to do that review is because now we want you to make some questions. So we want you to formulate some questions. Thank you very much. Lovely. We want you to form questions here. These are the question words. Some of them are quasi, some of them are asi. Can you read through, Jenna?
Yes. How often, when, where, do you like, with who, and last time. So remember, the topic is going out with friends. First question, how often do you go out with friends? Okay.
That's a great question. So the example of the first one, how often do you go out with friends? So give us some more questions. Remember, for example, these are present questions in the present tense. How often do you go out with friends? So it's not like if Jenna says, how often do you go out with friends? Like lately, I'll say, I'm not going out with friends because there's quarantine. We have to stay at home. But if she says, how often do you usually go out with friends, right? I would say maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. I try to go to visit nature on the weekend, at least once. I have a friend who lives in Pontecchio Marconi, which is outside of Bologna. And where he lives, there's a big lake and it's really beautiful. So I try to go to visit nature at least once a week, usually on the weekend. What about you, Jenna? How often do you go out with friends?
About once a week. Yeah, maybe on a Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, no, me too. This is my friend Marcello. He lives in nature, and so he's very fortunate right now because whereas we're kind of indoors, he's able to go, and he has a daughter too, so they can go and visit the like there's like an enchanted forest where he lives. So it's really cool. So what are some other questions you can ask using these question words? Where, when, do you like?
Marty says, I go out with my friends only once a week because I always work.
Yeah. I work a lot. It's a common thing. Yeah, probably that's the same for the three of us, right? For all of us. Yeah. So other questions. How do we saw how we formulate questions. So we want you to ask questions. When? Let's see. I'll ask you a when question, Jenna.
Okay.
When do you usually call your mom?
I usually call my mom about once a week. Yeah.
And about what time?
In the afternoon, maybe like late afternoon is a good time because they're like 6 hours behind. So.
Oh, is there daylight savings time in the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Oh, there is. Yeah, because other countries don't have it. Like we in Italy just had it on Saturday. I'll write it for you all. Daylight savings time. Daylight. Which will at some point be abolished probably, but it's not
Mm.
yet. So savings time. But other countries do not have it. So for
Mm.
example, Argentina does not have it. Chile doesn't have it. Like I think maybe I can't remember, Joanna, if she said South Africa has it or not. I don't remember, but
Mm.
daylight savings time. Yeah. So I usually call my mom. My mom almost always calls me while I'm working. It's like somehow she knows that I'm teaching and will call.
Mm.
But otherwise, I usually talk to her either late at night here because Los Angeles is 9 hours earlier,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll talk to her early morning here when she's going to sleep.
Huh.
Ooh, very nice question, Tatiana. Where do you usually have aperitif? So, Jenna, where do you usually have an aperitif?
Okay, so I live very close to Piazza Verdi, and
Are you serious? That's so cool.
And there's a very famous place called Lab 16, and I go there sometimes.
Wow.
It's very, they've got a lot of variety.
Do they have mocktails?
They have mocktails, they have cocktails, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
All of that.
Martina, when was the last time you saw your friends? Good question. I guess the last time I saw my friend, I have a really good friend named Martina. The last time I saw her was, I think, 2 weeks ago. How long have we been in quarantine? It feels like a long time, right? But very good question. Roberto asks, where do you usually like to go with your friends? Jenna, where do you usually like to go with your friends?
I usually like to go out to eat. So to restaurants, maybe to go for an aperitivo as well. I'm not I don't like going to clubs.
Yeah. And I usually like to go to nature if I can. Just because I live in the city, so it's always very like city, even though Bologna is a delightful city. I kind of, when I can, I like to go out in nature. Martina says Lab 16. Yeah. Okay. Good. Great questions. I think we can move forward. What would you say, Jenna?
Yeah.
3, 2. All right, let's do this. Snazzy tap work. And here we go. We see a picture of people with a guitar. Jenna, can you read through all about meeting new people?
Yes. So, what do you do? Where do you live? How long have you lived there? Who do you live with? And do you have any children?
Yes, exactly.
Very common conversation question.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot before there was a question that we had spoken about, which was, how often do you listen to music? Remember? It's such a good question. So while you're all responding, what do you do? This is also, what do you do is a common way of kind of asking someone, what work do you do, without specifying. Maybe I meet Jenna and I really am curious, what work does Jenna do? But I don't want to say, what's your job? It's a little bit, it's not cool, right? So I say, what do you do? And I sort of hope that she will tell me. Is that clear to everyone, right? It's a very vague, broad way of asking, tell me everything about yourself without being too insistent, right?
Exactly. And then someone might respond, oh, well, I'm a student, it's not necessary.
Or they might say, none of your business. They might say, like, ask me, what do you do, Jenna? Ask me.
What do you do, Monique?
I really like yoga. What do you do?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but that's just to show that if you don't want to say what work you do, that's fine. You decide what you answer. It's a very broad question. So that's the only reason I wanted to say. But I could ask you, what do you do?
I'm an English teacher.
Sweet. So Jenna's response was very factual and direct. Mine was a little bit more evasive, right? So you can certainly be evasive. So let's put, what do you do? A good question. A good broad question. Leaves.
In the meantime, Monique, I'll interview you.
Okay.
So you tell me what you do. Where do you live?
Good question. I live in Bologna, a beautiful city between Rome and Venice, and I live here in a lovely apartment building where there's lots of people.
And how long have you lived in this apartment?
I have lived here for just over a year, for a year and a month.
Oh, good. Do you like where you live?
Yes, very much so. It's a really lovely, vibey apartment. There's really good energies. I really like where I live. Yeah.
Do you have any children?
No, I don't have any children. And I live with my roommate who's so awesome. He's an illustrator and a bike mechanic, and he's just really cool and friendly, and we have a good vibe. So we want you to answer these questions, everyone, as well. So I will ask Jenna, but we also invite you to, if anything's unclear too, please let us know. So Jenna, where do you live?
I live in Bologna, in between Piazza Verdi and Via San Vitale.
That's so cool, Jenna. You live so central. That's great.
Yeah, very central.
And how long have you lived there?
I've lived here since last June.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And who do you live with?
I live with my boyfriend.
Fantastic. And do you have any children?
No, I don't.
Yeah, the children question might be a little bit delicate of a question. No. I mean, you're not going to just ask a person you just met. It's a little bit like forthcoming. If you have a reason to, maybe if you're picking up your child at school, okay. Otherwise, I don't know if I would throw that in with these other questions. It's a little bit like, excuse me? Why are you asking, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, what is Martina saying?
So Martina says, I'm a pharmacist. I've been living in Bologna for 7 years. I live alone in a 2-room apartment and I don't have children.
Okay. Very nice. In a 2-bedroom, we would say, apartment. And when it becomes an adjective, then we don't say 2 bedrooms or 2 rooms. We just say a 2-bedroom apartment. That's really nice, Martina. That sounds fantastic. Wow. Brilliant. A pharmacist. How cool. Let's see here. That's a very important job. Yeah, exactly. Hello and welcome. Nice to see you, Nikita. How are you? We have questions for you. Someone has just arrived. What do you do? Where do you live? How long have you lived there? Who do you live with? And do you have any children? I could also ask you, do you have any pets?
I don't have any pets. I'd love to have a dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Our neighbor's cat visits quite frequently. But because I'm allergic to cats, I can't actually pet the cat, which is unfortunate. But I can take lots of pictures of Antonio and the cat together.
So you're allergic to cats, but you're not allergic if they're at a distance?
Yeah, exactly. It's more if I were to sleep in the house of someone who had a cat, it would disturb me at night.
So like difficulties breathing?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Sole, welcome. Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to have you. We are talking about meeting new people. So we want to know what you do, where you live, how long have you lived there? Jenna, how long have you taught at my English school?
I've taught at my English school since the middle of May.
Oh, really? Middle of May. So that's almost 1 year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
And what about you?
Sole says, I feel you, Jenna. Yeah. So maybe Sole is also allergic to cats. I have taught at my English school since August of 2018, meaning what, a year and a half or so? I guess, right? Is it 2020? Yeah. Cool. All right. Good job, everyone. Let's move forward now and see some more. 3, 2, 1. Shkabam. Catching up with friends. Okay, so we want to catch up. I see Nikita's comment, but we'll say also, let's catch up, right? Okay, what's Nikita saying?
Now, I'm trying to find a job. I live in Bologna. I was born here. I live with my parents, my sister, and my dog. I wish I had a dog, Nikita. I have a boyfriend. He doesn't live with me, and I haven't got any children. Okay.
Very nice. Yeah, I'll put these corrections in here. I haven't. You could also say, I haven't any children, but I haven't got any children, let's say. Yeah. Okay, so just a couple of corrections. Nikita, very nice. We wish you all the best of luck to find a job. Fingers crossed, right? Very nice that you have a dog. And so a couple of corrections. Now I'm trying. Remember, you would use the present continuous, because if you say I try, that would be present simple and it's not clear. You're actually trying present continuous. And then my boyfriend, third person, right? So he doesn't live with me. And I haven't got any children. Okay, fantastic. Sole says, I'm a student. I'm living in Bologna since 2018, I think. I live with a roommate. Okay, so I have a dog, but he lives with my parents. Okay, fantastic. And I would love to live with a cat because I love cats personally, but I grew up with cats, but I haven't had a cat in a long time. Yeah. One thing, Sole, you probably would say, I have been living in Bologna since, as opposed to I am living, right? We wouldn't use the present continuous. We would either use present perfect or present perfect continuous. So I have been living or I have lived. It's one of those verbs, to live, that we can do it either present perfect or present perfect continuous. So take a look, Sole and everyone. I have been living in Bologna since 2018. I have lived in Bologna since 2018. That's the same for me. I've lived in Bologna since 2018. Jenna, how long have you lived in Bologna?
I first arrived in Bologna in 2014. I lived here for about 3 years, and then I moved to Gran Canaria, and then I came back last
year. Interesting. That's very cool. All right, so we see some new questions here. What's new? Very common question. Again, it's a very broad question. I say, hey, Jenna, what's new?
Exactly.
What's new?
Honestly, not much in the last 2 weeks. I'm cooking more often.
Yeah, me too.
I'm baking more often, so.
Yeah, because baking takes time. So everyone, baking is when you cook in the oven. So it takes more time. So now that we have more time, we can bake more. Yeah, I love baking. So what's new is a very broad question. What about the next question, Jenna?
What have you been up to recently?
To be. So we have a phrasal verb, to be up to. Also very common. What have you been up to recently? To be up to is to be doing. Can we say be up to? What have you been doing lately? What have you been up to? I've been, and usually we do not say I've been up to doing blah, blah, blah. I've been up to. We just say I've been. So what have I been up to? I've been cooking. Hey, I've been cooking. I've been studying music. I've been teaching music. I've been exploring. I've been talking to my brother and my mom more often. I've been doing yoga at home and doing total body, which has been good. So everyone, we want to know what's new. What have you been up to recently? Jenna, what did you do last weekend, which was the last 2 days?
Yeah, last weekend, gosh. So on Sunday, I had a nice gnocchi, oven-baked gnocchi. Have you ever had that?
No.
That was my day.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's a gnocchi with like a smoked cheese, tomato sauce. You put it in the oven. It's delicious.
I'll put one comment in as we're waiting. Everyone, we're waiting for you. We want you to write, and we're here for you. So we love talking to each other too, but we also want to read you. So if there's anything not clear, just ask us, right? We want to hear your comments, your questions. You can also share how you are, what's new, what have you been up to? Oh, and in saying that, I forgot what I was going to write down. We talked about gnocchi.
Oven baked.
Oven baked. Yeah, I can't remember. It's totally skipped my mind. But okay, I'll put to bake is to cook in the oven. Oh, wow. Interesting. To bake. That is so funny. Okay, so everyone, we are here for you. To bake is to cook in the oven. Okay, so let's see. Can you ask me the next one?
How's work?
Good question. How is work? So this is again a broad question. So here, just to remind everyone, to bake is to cook in the oven. Okay. How's work is a funny question because we generally will answer it by saying an adjective, something works fine. Work is fine, for example. Work is fine. How's work? Works fine. How's life? Life's fine. So, for example, work, I mean, I'm really fortunate and feel grateful to be able to be working right now, to be doing these webinars. So, work is going okay. You know, it's going well. I have fantastic colleagues, such as yourself, a wonderful boss. Our boss is a DOS.
Does that rhyme?
And that rhymes, yes. How about you? How's work?
Work is good. It's interesting to be doing these webinars now. It's not something I had ever done before for work in the past. So that's been very stimulating. And yeah, it's nice that we can still contact each other, do video chat. Yeah, it's been stimulating in an interesting way.
Yeah, and we're fortunate. I mean, it's hard with work right now because a lot of jobs aren't happening right now. So that's really difficult. In the States too, it's really difficult. Like, you know, what do you do if your business closes, right, or is shut down for a while, right? Then the last question: how was your last holiday? So, can anyone tell us how their last holiday was? How was your last holiday? I have a sense that your last holiday might have been in Palermo.
Oh, good guess.
How was your last holiday?
Yeah. So a group of teachers at my English school in Bologna and my English school throughout Italy went to Palermo in December, and we had the best time. Most of us were there for a couple of days. We went to this conference for my English school. We did a lot of sightseeing. The weather was perfect.
The weather was amazing. Yeah.
Really good.
Absolutely. So how was your last holiday? Can anyone share how was your last holiday? Marti, she says, last weekend I worked. I did yoga. Yeah, I love yoga. I did my tapis roulant is French or Italian? Tapis roulant. Yeah. So in English, we're calling that a treadmill. So treadmill. Wow, how cool that you have one at home. I did the laundry. I also did laundry. Yes. And I called my friend while drinking a beer because yesterday was the anniversary of my graduation. Oh, wow. Congratulations, Marty. Can I put Marty? That's so cool. What did you graduate in? Like what was your graduation from? So congratulations to you, Marty. That's wonderful. How cool. And tapis roulant is treadmill in English, right? Jenna, did you do yoga this weekend?
No, I very rarely do yoga. I can't remember the last time I did yoga. Maybe, gosh, years ago.
Oh, really? So you're not a fan?
I like it, but because I do dance, maybe that's my preferred form of exercise.
Sure.
It's like my way of relaxing is through dancing.
Yeah, I would love to do more dancing. I don't really dance ever, to tell you the truth. But Martina says, thank you. In the pharmacy 1 year ago. How cool. Congratulations. That's awesome. Very nice. My yoga school in Bologna that I go to, I really like it. They're now online, but I don't understand if I have a month, like I bought an unlimited pass for 1 month.
Yeah.
But is it the last day of March or is tomorrow the last day of March? I think tomorrow's.
Yeah.
So March has 31 days.
Hmm.
So I don't understand if what I bought, the monthly pass that I bought, will cover me for this new month or not. I don't know. So when we finish this webinar, I'm going to try to find out.
Yeah. They haven't got like a WhatsApp group.
No, actually, no. Or at least I'm not in it. I've been going there for a few months, but I don't really know so many people well that go to that yoga school. So I'm going to write to the yoga instructor, which is funny. Her name is Martina, which is really funny. And I'm going to ask her some more questions about it. But okay, shall we move forward? What do you think, Jenna?
Yeah.
3, 2, we'll have a lovely harmonica. Future plans. Okay, this might be difficult now to do, but let's see here. Future plans. So Jenna, can you read the questions there? Future plans. So we want to know, what are you doing next week? Can you tell us what are you doing next week? Dun, dun, dun. What am I doing next week? It's a hard question. Know that next week means not this week, but next week. So what are you doing next week? So for example, next week I have no idea what I'm doing next week. It's a very difficult question. I'm probably working, I hope, fingers crossed, I'm working next week. And what else am I doing next week? Well, I can look in my book and see what I'm doing. What are all of you doing next week? Do you have any ideas? Are you working? Are you relaxing? Are you... One thing to remember is when we use the present continuous, it means fixed plans, right? What are you doing next week? So I am So what are you doing? Present continuous fixed plans. Okay, so it looks like Jenna has frozen, but I'm sure she'll be back momentarily. So can you say, what are you doing next week? I'll read the questions for you. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Have you planned your next holiday? What do you think you will be doing next year? So these are very difficult questions, but Roberto, yes, I'm going to work, I think, exactly. Let me write this down for everyone. Fingers crossed. So in case you don't know this phrase, right now is a good time to cross your fingers that everything will go well. I think you do that here too. Fingers crossed, right? Hopefully things will go well. So Roberto said he's going to work. What else? For example, what are you doing this afternoon? For example, what are you doing this afternoon? I am going to have lunch. I know it's late for lunch, but I'm planning on having lunch. I would like to have sorghum with vegetables, probably zucchini, probably fennel, and definitely ginger. So what are you going to do? Can you answer these questions? And or if you have any questions, feel free to ask them on... Join back if you can. Okay. So can you answer any of these questions, or can you hypothesize? Can you imagine? In the meantime, let me remind you about the Mayas SOS Facebook group, which you can all visit at any time. So if you have any questions or any comments or any answers, I would love to know. Yes, it's a difficult time. It's hard to imagine the future because it's so unpredictable right now. It's a very unpredictable time. Thank you for joining us, Jenna. We're happy to have you back. We missed you. We're talking about how it's an unpredictable time right now because we've made it to the slide talking about the future. Roberto said, I'm going to work, I think. That's kind of the same for all of us. It's like, it's hard to predict what is happening and what will happen, but we still want you all to tell us, what are you planning on doing, right? What are you going to do? What are you doing next week? Jenna, do you have any plans for the weekend?
Oh gosh, outside
it's so hard to say, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe I'm going to contact more friends next week, people I haven't heard from in a while. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
I have a couple friends also that I want to contact. One of my friends, Brian Schubel, who I call, his nickname is Shuby, and he was my mentor. I studied recording engineering, and he was my mentor back then. And I haven't talked to him for, I don't even know how long, at least 3 years. And I would like to talk to him, so I'm going to talk to him at some point. But I can't use the present continuous because I don't know when. So I can't say I'm talking to him on Friday. I was going to call him last night, but it was midnight and I was really tired. So I didn't call him. Hopefully this weekend, if not sooner, I'm going to call him, which would be really nice to speak to him.
Yeah.
I have another friend in London too called Jeremy that I would really like to call. Yeah. Let's see here. Well, what do you think you'll be doing next year? Can we ask that? I mean, next year isn't a long time, but we can still wonder that.
I think I'm going to continue to work at my English school. I'm quite happy at the school, so
I agree. It's a nice school. Yeah,
I'm going to continue, and I'm going to go back to the Bahamas in the summer, whether it be this summer or next summer.
Do you have your ticket?
No, I don't have tickets.
I have my ticket for Los Angeles for August, but again, fingers crossed, right? I hope that I'll be able to go. I don't know. It's crazy. Let's see. Martina says, can you read Martina's comment?
Yeah. Next year, I will probably be working in another place, and I will be following the last.
Nice. Great. I will probably be in another place. So you mean another pharmacy or in another place entirely? And I will be following the last Mayas lessons. Okay, good. Yeah. What level are we at here? 8 to 10. So there's still 11, 12, 13 masterclass, right? And the learning never ends. Let's see.
No.
Tatiana. She says, next week, I'm doing the same things. I'm going to read, learn English, do yoga, watch films, because the confinement in France has been extended until April 15th. That's very interesting, Tatiana. I didn't know that. Had you heard that, Jenna?
For France, no. I've heard that we've got we might have another 2 weeks after.
Wow, that's a lot, you guys.
After the 3rd.
Wow. So
the same.
Probably, yeah. Okay, well, let's not get depressed. Let's keep positive about it. We can learn to bake many new things, and I will try banana pancakes. Tatiana, when you say I'm going to, you already have the ing. So I'm going to infinitive. I'm going to read, learn English, do yoga. I'm also going to do yoga. I love yoga. That's just me personally, though. Maybe a pharmacy, but I don't know. I'm open to everything. Cool. This is good. This is good. I'm also open to everything, and also the unicorn is open to everything. Okay. What is Giovanni saying?
Next year, I will probably be moving to London. Giovanni, I remember you said you were interested in moving to England.
That's awesome.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, moving to. So my favorite preposition is to. Let's see if I have any blank space. I don't, but I'll write it for you. To is for me, do you have a favorite preposition?
A favorite preposition? That is a question I've never been asked before.
So two. For me, can you see this? Can you see the 2 with a heart? Let me imprint that on everyone's brains. 2, whenever we're talking about movement or travel, we usually use to. So, for example, I'm moving the unicorn pen to the other side of the table. When we have movement, that is the preposition. So, Giovanni, next year I will probably be moving to. So I am going to the kitchen. This is the big activity that I do during the day. I go to the bedroom and then I go to the kitchen. I am not going to the beach and I am not going anywhere else. But Yeah, exactly, Giovanni. So very nice. Okay, good. So it's nice to stay open, nice to stay positive. We want to thank you very, very much for this time. We are reaching the end of this webinar. So from both Jenna and myself, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Stay positive. We wish you a fantastic lunch. We wish you great creativity in the kitchen. Be creative. Try to create good flavors and good foods and good meals and good yumminess.
Now is the time.
Now is the time to experiment in the kitchen. Yeah. And we thank you. We shall see you at the next lovely webinar. Remember, in 10 minutes, there will be another webinar right on this channel. So see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Cheers. Bye, Jenna.
Bye.